Before we actually translate any of these sentences into inequalities, it may help you to have these keyword and phrases to know. So difference means to subtract, sum or increased by means add, and product or times means to multiply. Specifically for inequalities, if x is at least 2, that means it could be greater than 2, or it could be equal to 2, but it's not going to be less than. X is at most 2, means it could be less than, it could be equal to, but it's not going to be more than. X is between 2 and 3. X is no more than 2, means it has to be less than, or it could even be equal to. And X is no less than, means it has to be more than or equal to. Let's translate some sentences. 2 times the sum of a number and 22 is at least 24. 2 times what? 2 is times the sum. So 2 times some sum is at least 24. Remember, at least means it could be greater than, it could be equal to, but it's not less than. All right, well, what sum? What are we adding together here? The sum is a number and 22, so we use a generic x, and we need to add 22 to it. In the next example, the sum of a number times 2 and 19 is at most negative 16. Okay, we're talking about a sum here, so we're going to add two things together. The sum of something and 19 is at most negative 16. Remember here, at most means it's less than or equal to. All right, well, what are we adding together? The sum of what? The sum of this and this. So a number times 2 would be 2x and 19. We don't really need the parentheses here. I just wrote them. I don't know why. But this is an acceptable answer. The difference of twice a number and 8 is less than 22. The difference of what and what. So these are the two things we're talking about taking a difference of, and it's got to be less than 22. Remember, a difference means to subtract. So the difference of twice a number and 8 is less than 22. And the final example, 9 increased by the product of a number and 4 is less than or equal to 24. So 9 is increased by or added to something, and it's increased by the product of a number and 4, the product of something and something, the product of a number and 4. Product means multiply. So 4 times some random number has to be less than or equal to 24. So whenever you see sum, difference, product, those kind of things, to help you figure out what you're actually adding or what you're actually subtracting or multiplying, look for the and. That ties together the two things that we want to sum. So we want to sum this and this. Difference, we want to difference this and this. Product, we want to product this and this. That'll help you kind of figure out what needs to be multiplied or subtracted or divided.